Destination Sanbunan you. Welcome back to Football Transit Me, the QB. Now, in this video, we'll be talking about the most anticipated player, which is Sulileko Mahlambi. He's a player that we did, speak about a few days ago. So, or a few months or a few weeks, I don't remember quite well, but it's Kulumine Jangai. And I told you guys that according to my trusted source, Tiwalapana Umahlambi, there is interest from Kaizer Chiefs, but it was not just Chiefs who were interested in signing him. Also, Tim Magambi's Kati, after Orlando Pirates managed to lose Umfana Lapana Usianda Ndlovu. After everything looked like it was promising, he ended up going to Mamelodi Sundowns and then from Unveiler. So same as Usulele Mahlambi, he is a player that Tiwa Kaizer Chiefs were interested, according to my trusted sources. They did say, Kaizer Chiefs are interested in signing this player. Now, in terms of farmer communications, what did they inquire or ask about the player? I'm not too sure. But what I can tell you is the fact that definitely they are or they were interested in signing this player with one Orlando Pirates. They're also, considering the possibility of signing him with negotiations. I'm not too sure, but also the chairman of TS Galaxy, which is Sukazi, has finally spoken about the situation, and he's someone whom I deem highly. And yeah, despite everything else, I did try to get something out of him in terms of, the story Silileko Mahlambi, and unfortunately, I did not get a hold of him. But I'm happy Umthokozi Sidube did get a hold of him, and he did ask about him. Now, I know, guys, it's quite complicated in terms of this situation, but other than that, all I can say is we will have a look at what Tim Sukazi is saying, but also we have to think about certain things, because most of the time, clubs tend to say in this fananalezi as here whilst they are happening. For example, I remember when Omeki Jr., who was the person that broke the story of Fernando Cruz leaving Kaizer Chiefs. Yes, you've heard me correctly. During that time, when he said Ulwana is leaving, I tried to get information from people that I do know and trust, and everyone seemed to be saying Coach Fernando Cruz is not going anywhere. But what ended up happening was the fact that Coach ended up going, and then we had to replace him, which obviously Coach Nabi ended up saying, okay, let's bring in a coach like Sukazi, because he felt he's a trusted man and he can be able to trust them with the project Yalapan and Ashurana. But at the end of the day, it did not go according to plan. But other than that, buffet to fine Siapoma Lapo. At the end of the day, Fernando Cruz ended up leaving until Manchester Jogoba Sekabuya as a head coach, because remember, initially he was signed as an assistant coach for Enage coach Nazudin Nabi, but right now he is the head coach who brought his own technical team, whom he believes he trusts they will be able to help him handle the duties so people might say, or the clubs might say, no, but only to find out that it is happening. Same as Orlando Pirates, they said the coach Absalom Wadu is not going anywhere. There's no negotiations that are taking place behind closed doors, only to find out later on what maybe there is something that is happening there. So yes, right now there's nothing that proves the fact that there are clubs that are interested in signing coach Absalom Wadu. But hey, man, I don't know, it's just me saying. Also, Maccabi Lilepo, we were so sure that Lilepo is not going anywhere, because why? We confirmed with the club. No, the club is saying they are not listening to any offers coming outside. They are not interested, and also there were no offers that were coming in for Lilepo. Well, guess what? What is happening currently? So despite everything, guys, I do understand the frustration and everything else, but at the end of the day, if there is interest and maybe there are offers that are currently there, they try to keep it under wraps in this Fananalezo. But so far with Suleleko Mahlambi, Tim Sukazi, because I believe he's a more transparent chairman, or someone who likes to speak about certain things. It doesn't hide any fact. So right now I'm a bit confused, but I won't discredit my source. I will just say, okay, I hear what the guy is saying, and also I do hear what the chairman is saying. So all of that will be revealed with time, because at the end of the day, Ayikindaba Ehlala buried forever. So this is what, Tim Sukazi is saying in terms of Usileleko Mahlambi. Now, I want you to pay careful attention to each and every word that is being said by the chairman.
Absolutely. Mambi is quite a key player. We hope we can just continue and do better than we did last year. Many say he scored 7 goals. They don't count the goal he scored against Magesi Polokwane. They credit that to Kuso. So that's him. He scored 7 and gave us maybe 4 or 5 assists, which is great, for a youngster at the time when he started playing at the highest level of the game. So, but with youngsters, we need to be realistic. I'm so experienced enough to know that sometimes in the second season, they don't hit the same mark as they did, in the first season. That's fine. It's a process. It's just a 2004. But then most of the time, those who are destined for greatness will again rise during the second season, of which I believe Mahlambi is one of those. He's a special player, not only for the club, but also for our country in the immediate future, in my view. So I expect a lot from him, and I'm sure he's going to deliver from what I'm seeing training. No plans to sell him. I've read that there are clubs interested in them, and it all excited their supporters. But I can tell them now, there's not one club that has spoken to us about Mahlambi, So we are staying put. Whether or not we need to sell him, subject to determination, of course. As we have been having the extraordinary ability of disposing of our best talent and still reinforce our project, but we're doing that with caution. This league is very tough. As we develop these players, as they become stronger in the league, probably at some stage or another will become compelled to retain them. Absolutely.
Well, guys, I hope you've heard everything, or you've listened attentively to each and every word that Tim Sukazi was saying. Now, he did say currently there's no club that has spoken, but before that, he did say no plans. Listen to me carefully. No plans to sell him. Understand? Obviously, they've recently let go of who was this young star coming from Kaizer from DDC side, Pusa Ditijane, and then right now, obviously, they have Usiluleko Mahlambi, who obviously is playing very well, especially on that position. Understand? So he does say, okay, we don't have any plans to sell him. And then also he further down said, okay, currently there's no club that has spoken to us in terms of Usiluleko Mahlambi. But that doesn't mean that there's no clubs that are interested in signing him. They might not yet inquired about the player according to his knowledge. I don't know. But all I'm saying is to you guys, despite everything, only time will reveal the truth to it. Okay, this is what is happening. This is what was happening behind closed doors. For me, I don't want to discredit my trusted source. He's been giving me information, even information where I thought, this is not true, but he's been spot on. He's been spot on each and every time. So it's fine. Let's leave it at that. As usual, okay, there's no interest for him, but at the end of the day, I do know 2 clubs currently that are interested in signing Usileleko Mahlambi. First of all, Orlando Pirates. Second of all, Kaizer Chiefs. Those 2 clubs are currently interested in signing this player. Fine. Sphume lapho. We look at the situation of right now. There's other players that people or the clubs are pursuing. So there might be a chance they're not looking to sign Usileleko Mahlambi as of yet. Because why? Well, there is another player, which is Langale Pili. Currently, that is the top priority signing And I'm happy to say to you guys, Uti, the offer that was offered to Kaizer Chiefs, or the valuation of the player that was sent to Kaizer Chiefs in terms of Uti pricing, it's the same one that has been given to each and every other club. So it's not them raising the price for Kaizer Chiefs, but it's what they think is the best value for them to be able to cash in with that player. So yeah, fine. Nanking sizobona what is going to happen in terms of that. But last when I did get the information was the fact that no, the two clubs have finally agreed. So it's the matter of personal terms now that is remaining, which is at the end of the day, remember the situation in Garcia and Ndlovu. And also it has not been a secret to Tulangalihle Pili prefers moving abroad. But I remember even Sian and Ndlovu preferred to move abroad, but he ended up going to Sundowns anyways. So might happen like that, but at the end of the day, Indoji Ezo determiner the current situation with everything else, it will be the personal terms in terms of Fulangalihle Pili. And then also remember there was a player that we were linked with from Richards Bay. I think it's Kumete. Yeah, I think it's Tulani Kumete or something that has to do with Kumete. He's a winger, also can play as an attacking midfielder. Now, that player from Richards Bay, we were interested in signing him, but no offers were made for him. You understand? So it's the same situation probably with Mfana Useluleko Mahlambi. But all I can say is, from my side, I think if we fail to get at least Tupili, we can go for Mahlambi and sign that player. That's just my opinion. But hey, you know what, it doesn't matter. What matters is what the club wants, and so far people have not been happy with the fact that we do not have signings or important signings for the squad. And it's clear, it's something that we can all see. So you know, like confusion when it comes to this club, and certain players did not even go to preseason for the training. Players like Okanya Samayo and other players as well. So it becomes a bit of like, okay, what are we planning to do with what we currently have? Understand? But either way, we will see what is going to happen. Wafetu, only time will tell what the plans are for the club. And then looking at your comments quickly before I close off this live stream, I do have Sabelo. Olakepi, Chiefs must just sign Pili and Azizi. Aziz going to ban Aziz. Stefan Aziz. I don't like that player, but hey, if he's a good player, then who am I to stand in the way? Which players are in talks with Kaizer Chiefs? Currently, I'm not sure, but hey, it doesn't look like Kaizer Chiefs is busy. In the market, I'm following Tabelama. So far, it's Upili that we know of. And then the rest in GI, it doesn't look like Kaizer Chiefs are busy looking for players. I did even tell you guys that currently Ipolokwane City is now interested in listening to offers from different clubs for Utabang Matulidi. Now, initially, I did say, okay, we do not need Tabang Matulidi. But now, right now, looking at the situation, I can see what, okay, it might make sense for us to be able to get him. Why? Look at the positioning of Rev Frosler. Rev Frosler is no longer playing as a right back or a left back. And initially, he was a right back, a right winger, also a left back. But right now, he's playing as a defensive or a midfielder, actually, a central midfielder. Between the two positions, that's where he's currently playing. So that shows you what, okay, there's a huge possibility we might need to get at least one right back. Sazuti, even if Dylan Solomons is out injured, and then Utabiso Munyane Agako is not available, we can be able to bring in that quality player to come in and play. He might even start ahead of all of them, understand? But also, despite that, I do hear you guys talk about, you know, this youngster, Fiso Tembe, if I'm not mistaken, as a right back. He can play on that right back position. But hey, you know, with us, it takes a lot of time for DDC players to be able to come in, especially for positions one upper a mover. And then moving on, what's happening with, well, Upili and Jomang Shiro. Last I heard, everything was in order in terms of, you know, club to club agreements, but then now it's the personal terms they are remaining. So it's no secret, Pili wants to move abroad. Nobaba kukhulumile naye wazikhulumela Despite all of that, he did even say Oguti he will trust his representatives with his move. So, I don't know, but all I can say is between the clubs, I think everything is sorted. Now it just remains with the player. And then Faisal Salom is in Cape Town, and I saw he followed Kaizer Chiefs. Well, I'm not sure about that one. We'll have to check and clarify with you. But njengoba uthi umbonile or ubone to follow Kaizer Chiefs. Quite interesting. I'll look at that one. Sure, QP, I think we must go back to Faisal Salom. Here's the solution in our middle of the pack in terms of the attacking midfielder. Quite interesting, but I don't think Kaizer Chiefs is going to go back, even though currently we do have 2 foreign spots. Yes, I know, but as at this point in Mkanta, as someone who's already gone. So, Tuare gone, Lepo gone. Okay, Tuare is still with the club, but he's not going to be registered for this season, meaning we have 2 foreign spots that we can be able to bring to international players. But with the club currently, hey, I'm not hearing anything, guys. We will see. Has Kaizer Chiefs released Lilepo? Not yet, but it's in the making. But we will see, because according to my knowledge, the clubs both agree with, okay, this is how much you're going to take the player for. So if waiting for the player, because everyone agreed actually. So maybe I'm a visa or I don't know. I don't want to lie to you, but we will see as time goes on. And then please don't forget to send me pictures. How? My pictures one. I don't understand. Did you see how poorly we played yesterday? It's evident that we players will make sort of house. My boy lost the ball a lot of times. Now, in terms of yesterday's game, I won't lie to you guys, I did not have good reception. But today I will be watching the game fully to analyze, so that when I'm able to speak about the match, rather than to speak up something I do not. But also, I want you guys to keep in mind the team that we're playing up against yesterday, it's a team that plays with FC Barcelona. So that should speak volume. We are not supposed to win every preseason game. Yes, but we are supposed to get, glimpses of what the team can be capable to do. So for me, I took a positive for the fact that we managed to score a goal against the club of that caliber. Yes, they are not doing exceptionally well, but they are not bad in terms of the table, because last when I checked, they were around somewhere number 13 or number 14, if I'm not mistaken. So they are not doing too bad. And it is a club that has managed to beat Barcelona, a few times. And you look at their record head to head. Yes, it's not in their favor, but now they can be able to, do something. So those were kind of tough opponents, especially for a club like Kaizer Chiefs, currently without any reinforcements, because Tina's now my reinforcements. We only signed a goalkeeper and a defender. That's it. Those are the 2 players that we signed this season. Pelanje. Angazi if khona elinye player enlaziyo elikhona Elisha, but that's just me. And if we can get if we can get a left back, left winger, right winger, 2 forwards, Chiefs will not be able to stop us. Okay. Wait, my strikers. I don't think we need 2 forwards. Maybe we can get a winger, a left back, and also, another wing. 2 wingers, definitely. I agree with you. A left back, I do agree with you. And in terms of former center forwards, not really. We don't need to as much. Guys, please like the video, by. And then we have another one from signing Philly might not problem Chiefs, but that is true, which is, I feel like it's something that they've been working on, especially on this preseason. It looks like the coach is not in a hurry to bring in new reinforcements to say, I want to see what the current squad can be able to do. But hey, that's just me talking. I don't know. It's just me talking. But we'll see as time goes on. Chiefs forces him to stay. He won't give us Lilepo. He won't give us that Lilepo. Obviously, it doesn't look like there's anyone standing in his way. Everything, it's just a matter of time. It's his born. It's a done deal. But I know, so I know we are letting him go. Who is Fiso Tembe? I think he plays for Kaizer Chiefs on the Disney side. I'm not sure if it's Fiso Tembe or what, but I do think it's his name. I'm not mistaken. I'm going to check and come back to you in terms of that. Why can't they take the money off Lilepo and buy PD? Definitely, because it's the same amount, 16 million, and then it's the same amount of for Lilepo. They can just take that money and buy that player and Shaila. But hey, this is Kaizer Chiefs at the end of the day. But currently, two are not they've agreed in terms of everything. So we're just gonna wait and see what is going to happen. Why can't they take the man? Okay, this is easy, QP. We need to go abroad for players. Definitely that is something I would love to see Club do. But hey, I don't know if they managed to beat FC Barcelona. Definitely they did. To agree with you. Elche is not a bad side. Yes, they're not as good, but it's not a bad side. So for us to be able to at least scoop one in, and remember, we even got they got a penalty which Brendan Peterson did a credible job with Saver. I'm still gonna analyze the full game so that I can be able to talk about something that I know of. But for now, Bafeto, let's just leave this video like that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to like the video. I can't look like a